Moving straight on from the failed Stromberg-Carlson video, which I've recently done. A few weeks ago we had an auction, and there was a lot of portable radios there and a few TVs and things like that. It was the skerricks of a major collection, and the major collection has been sold off somewhere else, but these were all the leftovers. Now, there was something like 300 radios or something like that, or 300 items, and so no one bid on these ones. So these were about $2 each or something ridiculous. And yeah, there was a lot of portable radios there. But I thought I'd get these because I can make one out of the two. And I've actually got a couple of these cases in the garage which are in excellent condition. So we'll see what we can do with these. There's screws missing, there's all sorts of things wrong with these. Not to mention the smashed dial on this one. Bring it back out a bit. Yeah, that's better. So, yeah. So we'll see what we can do with these. This is a HMV version, and the other one is a Kelvinator version. And yeah, they're quite heavy because they've got transformers and stuff in them. So the HMV has a good grill. This one's got a broken grill. This one's got a good dial. The other one has a smash dial, obviously. This one's missing its handle covers. This one has them. So it's things like that. I can make up one radio. So let's have a bit of a play with them, and I'll plug them in. I think one of them works. I've just tested them very, very quickly. I do have a very dodgy cord with the 240 volt plugs on it. So we'll have to test this before we really get going. Doesn't seem to be polarized. Unfortunately, both the knobs are missing from the AC DC switch on the side. Now, I would imagine this going this way, or yeah, it's really hard to tell which is which way round. That seems to fit. And yeah, not sure about this, but and not plug it in with that on it. Yeah, the plug is pretty dodgy. But then again, they were in the 1950s. There was a white case for one of those nice Healings which I've got, but it was in such bad condition I didn't bid on it. It was had all melt marks and all that sort of thing on it. Okay, so it's plugged in, for better or worse, I don't think. Doesn't feel like it's got an on-off switch. The tuning works. Drags the dial across, of course. So So the dial is going to have to be fixed properly. Okay, so here goes nothing. So this one is humming like a beehive. Not the radio, the real thing. I'll unplug this. Really don't trust that as far as I could throw it. So I need a screwdriver. Okay. Right. So this must have weighed an absolute ton with the big battery in it. Now it's got the miniature valves in it. And I've got a set of those. It's got a properly wired up back. I think the back that I've got has only got the aerial coil on it. Geez, that looks dodgy down there. No cover on the transformer or the mains. Wow. You could really get yourself into a lot of trouble with this radio, because this is all open down here. You could really get yourself into trouble down here because this is the tappings for the transformer on here, and this is the output on it, which goes into the radio. So I don't know why they've left this open like this. It's really dangerous. So if you plug in the thing like that and switch it on and then touch that, you're dead. What we'll do is I'm going to get a cover of some description, and then we'll do the aerial and we'll see if it's alive or if it needs valves or something like that. Then we'll pull it out the cabinet and we'll replace the electrolytics and everything else in it. Now I can see a filter cap down there. There's another one on here. There's actually there's a rectifier valve at the back, which you probably can't see. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so I've temporarily put this drawer in here because I'm going to be working over this side. As long as this doesn't swing around, we'll be okay. So that should be okay there. Now I'll plug it in and put the aerial on. It's not making anything other than a humming noise. So I would think one of the valves has died. It's the tuning. Yep. So I'll pull it out the cabinet, make something a bit safer, although that drawer should just fit over the top. And yeah, we'll go from there. This is really dodgy, this. Ooh, before I do all that, I'm going to try the other one. And this one really reeks of cigarette muck. So I really, yeah, pretty nasty, this one. This one is dead so far, but no, nothing again. Right. So I think the other one is a slightly better bet. And may not be, but yeah, I just don't trust either of them, to be quite honest. Right, so I've made it, well, semi-safe. It's over here, the power supply, and the radio is quite a way away. I've also got my bench speaker on it, workshop speaker, or whatever you like to call it. So I've started to take this valve out, which wasn't easy. It's a very tight shield on this one. So this is a 1S5. So this should be the output valve. And I do have a few valves from other sets. So, okay, this is a 1S5. Now these were going to go in another radio, but we'll get this one going, I think. 100%, okay. Now, the tricky part is going to be lining up the valves. This shield is soldered to the chassis. Okay, is that in?
A few minutes later.
Well, that was a real struggle. The shield is actually soldered to the chassis, and yeah, couldn't line the pins up, and they were super tight too. So here we go. Not a sausage. What I'll do is turn it off, and we'll connect up our aerial. I think this is the aerial. So the other one had two connections to it. It had a connection down there as well. So, help if I'm on the right camera. Yeah. So, yeah, this could be the aerial, but this also could be the aerial. So we'll try this. And bring this around, make it safe-ish. Check everything. Yep. Looks good to me. So I'll bring it up again. Right. Now I am hearing a hum. I'll turn it off. And what I want to do is check the Output transformer. No continuity there. Geez, odd. Getting anything on? Yep. Now I want to check the 6 volts. We'll see if we've got any heater voltage. Get some voltage off of this one. 1.5 already? What? Strange. Yeah, we've got voltage on that. 5.9. And do we have any high tension? $78. Yeah. So that should be good. So the power supply is definitely putting out some voltage. Now, what else could it be? So that should have been the, maybe, I don't know how this is actually wired up, because the actual volume control is this end, not up here. So this is the tuning up here. So we will keep on changing the valves, I guess. They're really tight, those valve sockets, which is good. So we'll try this one. Right. I still don't have the cover off. So we'll try this one IR5. If we can get it out. IR5 is this one. Still a bit suspicious of the output transformer. Not a sausage. Or something's getting warm. I can smell it. The valves aren't even getting warm, so yeah, it turns out that this power supply has 4 positions: off, AC, DC, and regeneration, where it puts a small amount of battery back, into the power. The other way around, a small amount of power back into the battery. And it's a dry cell, so I'm not quite sure how that works, but they claim it works. I'm not sure that does the battery very much good, but yeah. Turns out that while the power supply is providing plenty of power, so there's 105 on the AC B plus line and about 14, 12 or 13.8 to be precise on the filament line. There is something else wrong in here because the valves are not even getting warm, and there's still just that faint hum from the speaker. I suspect it might be the output transformer as usual, because there is nothing across that, and that's on both of them, so I'm a bit suspicious about that. I might try a couple of other HMV radios from this era with a similar chassis. This is a nice 5 valve version. It's got the 3 tuning vanes here on the capacitor, whereas the other Kelvinator one only has 4 valves and 2 tuning vanes. So yeah, this is a bit of a dilemma, this one, and it's the same on both of them. So I'm going to see if I can, as I say, check on another radio from this era, another HMV, and we'll see if that's got an open transformer, and then we'll try and swap this over. I'm packing these away. They're both in burgundy cases, but I've also got a cream case which I've modified for the power supply by putting a big hole in the side. I've got to clean all that up. There, and I've got to fix the slat on the grill here. It's quite hard to do this. I've also got to 3D print another one of these covers. So this was a battery only set. It didn't have a grill or anything like that on it. It didn't have a strap, didn't have the cover there. This is a Kelvinator model, or a Kelvinator grill, and this is the power supply from the other one. So it's got a electrolytic there, and one there, and one down in there. So it's going to take quite a bit of work to actually, they're pretty easy, yeah, down there. With a really hot iron, I should be able to unsolder that and put a couple of new caps in there without fully taking it apart. This one has got, looks like a bit of a crack down there, so that's going to need some sort of strengthening to make it safe again. I've only got one plug, but I can 3D print another one. So I'll leave that there. Oh, there's one other thing. These have a 4-position switch here. Off, mains, battery, and then regen, where it trickles a bit of power back into the battery.